Hey there YouTube. It is the middle of winter here in Michigan, and this video will begin the series of the Honda Civic head replacement. Within this series, we will feature a head gasket replacement, timing belt change, and many other various parts that relate to the process. Currently, we are off to get the Honda Civic from my coworker's house. But first, we will be meeting my dad as he has the truck and trailer to haul this back to my house. A little backstory on this Honda Civic. It is my coworker's, and he was driving it one day and it started to overheat and steam under the hood. He opened the hood to find coolant all over the engine bay. He shut the vehicle off and stopped driving it until repairs could be done. I personally like helping others out when I can so they don't have to pay the high prices of repairs at shops, so I offer to fix it for him. If you explore the other videos on my channel, you'll find a collection of videos of repairs I have done for others. Meet my dad. He is the one that got me into cars and the love for fixing them. He was a mechanic, but that was years ago, but he still loves to tinker with them. So as we attempt to winch this car onto the trailer, we made a very bad oversight. We hooked the winch up to the driver's side tow hook only. This caused the cable to come into the winch housing and bind. We ended up getting a small chain to run to each tow hook on the underside of the car, and then hooked the winch cable to the chain. That made the job much easier and for the vehicle to come up on the trailer. Now that the car is on the trailer, we will tie it down with some straps. Once that is complete, we are off to my house with the car. Man, you gotta love how Michigan winters and salt has ate away at the avalanche by rusting all over those rear fenders. Oh well. Now with the car towed safely to my house, we have the ramps placed under the car onto the trailer, and we will slowly winch the car back off of the trailer safely onto the ground. Now let's take a better look at this Honda Civic. You may have noticed a few things, like all the leaves in the dash from sitting. Also, it seems a small fender bender may have happened and pulled the bumper away. You can see all that Michigan rust is getting to this car as well. The interior is nice and clean. Within the engine bay, you can see the missing radiator cap. But no worries, we will be replacing that and the radiator. And at last, the infamous v-tec engine. First things first, let's sweep out that garage. And then single-handedly push this car into the garage. This is one of my least favorite tasks of the job. Well, the Civic is in the garage, which means the cruise has to sleep outside for a while. Before we start wrenching on the Civic, if you could, please go ahead and scroll down and put a like on this video, and also subscribe to my channel to see the other episodes coming out. When working within the engine bay for a long period of time, I really like to remove the hood, so we'll begin with doing that. First, use a Sharpie to mark around the hinges onto the hood. Then use your 10mm and remove the two bolts holding the hood to the hinge. Do the same for the other side. On the driver's side, you'll have this washer hose. Then remove the hood prop, place your hand firmly in the middle and lift up, and go ahead and remove the hood. Luckily, this one is light and easy to maneuver. Now, with my VacMaster Shop Vac, we will use it to clean up all those leaves that are on the dash. I reviewed the Shop Vac in one of the videos that are on my channel, and yes, this thing really does suck. No pun intended. Okay, maybe a little. If you are in the market for a new Shop Vac, I would suggest you check out that video. Using a 10mm socket, we'll loosen the battery bracket. Take that out. We'll slowly move the bracket off to the side. Then pop the red cap and take our 10mm and loosen up the 2 terminal bolts. Slowly remove those, and then remove the black battery tray, and we'll pull out the battery. Then we'll take that battery bracket and we'll put that bolt back in there for safekeeping. Next, we're going to focus on the speedometer and cruise control cable. We have these 2 nuts that hold on brackets that hold on to the actual cables. We're just going to take those 2 out and slide them out of the way. Next, we're going to go ahead and focus on the actual air induction system. So that's going to be the air filter box, the big box that leads up into it, and the actual tubing. Right now we're just taking out all the bolts that hold that down. There's a number of them. And we're going to also pull this tubing up out of its actual spot right here. Now we're going to go ahead and take off the top of the air filter box. Below this top of the box, we have the air filter. And there you can see it there. And we'll go ahead and remove that air filter from the air filter box. That's a little dirty. We'll have to see if it cleans up well. From here, you can actually see the bottom of the air filter box. You can see how someone was making a home, or we were sucking up some kind of debris. Looks like seeds up into the box. But luckily the filter caught all those. We also undid that sensor, and now we're taking out a couple more bolts that hold in that air box. Now we're just going to try to pull up a little bit. We do have one more hose that links from the crankcase to the box. Slowly pull that away, and now we can pull the box up and out of there. Yeah, there's some more of that actual debris and seeds and nuts. Take off the hose clamp and then the rubber garment. Get a few more of those seeds out of the actual box before they fall in. Take a couple more bolts out that were missed. And try to maneuver this box up and out of this hole. This thing's kind of large for where it goes, but it does end up coming out of there pretty easily after you move everything out of the way. Like I said, those hoses kind of keep a grab on it. But we finagled it out of there, and we have successfully removed this part out of the engine bay. It frees up a lot of room too. From here, we can take off this little cover that covers the harnesses for the coil packs. Just with a regular screwdriver, just spin those tabs and pull up out. There's these 2 bolts that hold on this electrical harness. I'm going to remove those so that you can get the coil packs out a little bit easier. So now we're just going to push down each one of those harnesses and pull them away from the coil pack to unplug them. And from there, we're going to use our gun and shoot each one of those acorn nuts up off the studs for those coil packs and set them off to the side. So that way we can pull the coil packs out next. And that's going to pretty much finish up this episode. Me pulling these coil packs. And If this video helped you, could you please throw a like on it, and also scroll down and subscribe to my channel and put the little bell on so that way you can actually get updates next time I actually post the episode 2 on this. And it really helps me out overall if you could do that. So that's a wrap on this one, and thanks for watching.